Hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC coming to you from the man cave. Big shout out to Hobby Zone for sending me out the 80mm Dassault Rafale for review. And we're going to put her together. I just did the unboxing video, so let's do the build. Now, it'll be a very simple build. Shouldn't take very long. First, the instructions say the first thing you do is you put in the wing spar. And you attach the main wings. Okay? So there's nice quick connects here, so you don't have to worry about hooking up your servos. Okay. Slide in there like that. You're only going to need 2 tools. Now, I am sorry, I do not know the size of, well, it's a, if I could read it, maybe a 1/16 little hex drive. Small Allen wrench, and that's for the grub screws for the canards, and then a 2mm hex drive for the main wings, and that's all you're going to need. And then you got the 2 same screws. You got a total of 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws, 7, 8 screws total, but you actually get a few extra. But you put the wing spar in, so all you need the 2 tools. It's completely toolless assembly. Maybe. Sometimes if something doesn't quite fit in there the first time, if you'll put 1 screw in, like this one's going in, then I can use this one as leverage to kind of push that side in a little bit. And try to put your hand underneath it to support it. Once it should bottom out. Yeah, it has a very obvious bottom out point. Yeah, actually pokes through. That's not good. Yeah, don't go all the way down. Shoot, that actually poked through down there. And that's the right size screw too. Okay. Hold on. You know what? Oh, Fat Guy screwed up. That's why. The 2 longer screws, you get extras. Okay? You get I just screwed up my own model. You got 2 size, boy, that was stupid of me. You got 2 size, I just glanced at the instructions. You got 2 size of these screws, okay? The shorter ones go in the wing, not the longer ones. I just poked a hole in my own plane for no reason at all because I didn't read the instructions fully. I looked at all the screws that was in the bag, they all look the same. Lots of times these models these days all have the same size screws. So that's entirely my fault. Don't learn from my mistakes. The slightly shorter ones go in the wing. So now I'm going to have a little patchwork. More than likely all I'll do is just take a little dab of glue. Yeah. Look at that. It doesn't come through the other side. Dumb. Very dumb. Such a nice model. And I've already made a boo-boo. Alright. Sometimes you have to use a little bit of leverage. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Remember to support it with your hand underneath. I'm bummed out that I already made a boo-boo. Okay. All right, nice and hand tight. Don't over tight. Look at what I did. Because I'm an idiot. Right there. I actually came through the hard plastic double. I'll just take a black magic marker and kind of smooth that over. Is what I'll do. Man, that was dumb of me. But you get in a hurry. Okay. Okay, that just shorter screws. When you get down to a certain point, you just, okay, that's in there. This is such a nice looking model. Everybody says, all the reviews I've said that fly is amazing. That it can fly fairly slow, pick up some serious speed, and that's just an all around good model. All right, now it says adjust the elevon surface to align with the fuse. So you want to grab your servo right there. Align that with the fuse, okay? Just turn it around, do the other side. And if you can get away with moving a servo arm instead of the actual grabbing the control surface, that's always better. Always better. All right, that looks good. All right, so now, I don't know why I necessarily had to do that right now, but okay. Next step is the vertical stabilizer. Turn them on. Okay. There is rudder labeled lead hanging out. And then inside here, oh good, they give you the little locking mechanism. So what I would do, because I know it's going to go this way, I'll gently lay it down. And anytime you're hooking two servos leads together, you'll notice there's a light side and a dark side. Always plug it up in the same orientation to the other end, okay? So I'm going to take the male end, put it to the female end here, and it's going to be light to light, dark to dark. So when you look at the wires here, I got the yellow line running along the top and the black line is at the very bottom. So that, and then there's a little pocket in there to lay that back down. Tongue and groove that in there like that. Paying attention that that feeds in there. Okay. Look at that. Now we're going to take the longer screws. Man, I can't believe I did that. Well, yeah, I can. And that's going to fish through and hold your vertical stabilizer in place. All right. Turns out you can do it from either side. However, I just noticed that on the other side, this is where you have to inspect your model. I really can't consider this a mistake because this works either way. But on the other side of the vertical stabilizer, or rudder, You know, this has a kind of a flattened kind of cap end. There's a recess on the other side to where that will stay, will be flush. So I'll do it from this side, and the screw will be flush then. I mean, either side would work, but why not make it look a little bit better? And this is the way it's designed to go. Again, I guess I could have caught that in the instructions. Like I said, I was just looking at the pictures, reading a few things, trying to find out. You know, in the unboxing, I'm looking at the wire and I'm thinking, where's the reflex, the S-bus? And then it turns out this don't have a reflex. So if you're looking for it to already have a gyro and everything, no. Nice and hand tight, and that's it. Once it bottoms out, it bottoms out. Don't go any deeper than that. You'll end up with one extra wing screw and one extra screw for the vertical stabilizer. You're going to need 2 grub screws to put on the canards. I'll do that from underneath. And then you get an extra grub screw. So you get 1 extra of all screws, which used to be a lot of your FMS and E-flight planes. They gave you just the screws you needed, and that was it. But lately they've been making a liar out of me. And they've been given an extra of everything. So kudos to them, shame on me. I'll tell you one thing I'm going to do. Before I fly this thing, I'm going to give her a coat of polyacrylic. What I'll do is take the canopy off, because this entire, from this point down, is all plastic. So what I'll do is I'll take a piece of masking tape, spray this section with a polyacrylic. Let me show you the product real quick. This is Minwax polyacrylic in the clear gloss. That's what I like to use. I just give it one good coating with a can, and I might come back, and then periodically as time goes by, I'll give a secondary coat and a third coat. And that just protects your paint from nails and your fingernails and handling and your grubby hands and other models sitting on it when you transport. It's like a good coat of clear coat wax or a clear coat on your vehicle. It helps prevent the small damages. So, all right, now we're going to turn the model over, and we're going to put the canards on. Now, the reason you do this from underneath is, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on camera or not, but on these canards, on the rod for it, or the shaft for it, the bottom side has a flat point. Okay, not on the top side, but on the bottom side, there's a flat point. And so for that reason, all that boo-boo right there. Okay, for that reason, the grub screw goes in there, feed your canard on there, and that grub screw is going to pressure onto the flat spot, making that the connection. I don't know if that goes all the way in there. Let me see if that doesn't really show. The stall canard has into the fuselage as shown. So this shows you sliding them in and then putting these screws in. Now with a grub screw, you should feel it when it makes, that's a hard plastic doubler that I'm screwing into. I think it's got a little brass insert in there. But then I can feel, yeah. All right, you don't make it too tight, because then you can strip it out. All right. Make sure my vertical's not hitting anything over there. And there's one more step on the canards here in just a second. Oh, Grab the wrong tool. Come on, baby. Come. All right, let me turn where you kind of sort of see what I'm doing. That one doesn't fit on there. All right. Oh, hey, hey. I gotta go back. It did pop into a certain point, so let me. Thought that seemed like it wasn't riding on there flush. So I'm thinking, boy, that shouldn't hang out that far. That rub screw seems to be moving on me. That's why I don't like using these little Allen wrenches. Sometimes it's easy for them to get stuck. All right, let me go back and slide that rub screw out. And that canard should sit in there a little bit tighter than that. A little closer in is what I'm getting at. Yeah, there we go. This one back off. See if I can't get a little better purchase with it. Be careful with the tool too close in. All right, yeah, those are on there the way they're supposed to be, nice and tight. Maybe 1/8 of an inch hanging out on either side. Okay, then install the canards. Secure the canards using the included screw, which are the little grub screws. They otherwise called a set screw, same thing. Align the canards to the fuselage with using a hex drive as shown. So, in other words, they want you to put your tool back in there and then move it. All right. The very point of this canard should be dead center of this structure of fuselage. So, all right, that one is. And that one is naturally. Okay. So then they are in there just like, and then after this, you just slide all your bombs on. So, starting with the outward missiles. They have just little channels that they should slide right into. I guess it doesn't matter which one goes into which. Well, you get the gist of it. Let me see how they all arrange. The outer missiles I'll have to work on because they're not wanting to slide in there. These single pods go on the outside. Okay. Then all these tanks here are all the same. It looks like they're all the same. No. Okay, here's what it is. The one with a larger lettering goes in the middle. Wow, that's in there tight. And then these are riding facing out. We definitely got them on tight there. And the big tank that has the right on the bottom has a more of a rounded off nose. Now let's see if I can't. Oh, come on. That should not be so hard. I'm afraid to use too much force. I don't want to break it. I've already caused enough damage. Oh, I'll fight with that off camera. You don't need to sit there and watch me fight with that. All right, let's see if we can. Maybe this will sit on there without having to. Cool. None of the tanks are touching, so that's good. All right, next thing you do is you put on your nose cone and your pitot tube or refueling tube, and your nose cone, and your model is together. There's a little same kind of system. Just kind of feed it in there. Gosh, it is. There you go. Put it in at about a, I don't know, 18-degree angle, and it'll slide right in. Okay. Put on the nose cone. Voila. Other than my outward missile pods, that is the basic build of the FMS 80mm Rafale, Dassault Rafale. Let me make sure I'm not skipping a step. I don't want to. And I've already damaged them all. Well, now we go to radio setup. So other than putting the missile pods on, which I will fight with off camera, and I'll tell you my solution on it, more than likely just kind of have to go on there and make sure these channels are open, make sure I don't have any little plastic burrs or whatever up on that, and they should slide in a little bit better. So, well, there you go, folks. That's the basic build, and we'll do a radio setup in the next video on how I get it all programmed. Just to let you know, I'll be using a Spectrum AR631 receiver, and that's what I'm going to fly with. All right, folks, y'all have a good. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget faith, family, and friends, and then planes. And a big shout out to Hobby Zone for sending this Rafale out to me for me to enjoy and review. Bye bye.